What's going on, guys? Failed to listen. Welcome back to more Failed Thoughts. And before we do anything else, before I say anything else, I think I should make it clear who this video is more so aimed at, right? I guess it's aimed at everyone. I want everyone to watch it, but I would say that this video is definitely more aimed at those that play more AAA multi-platform games and indie titles and have a little less interest in, console exclusives. You just kind of buy one here and there, maybe one or two a year, something like that, maybe even less. And you're a little bit more open-minded than some of the other gamers that maybe this wouldn't apply to as much, and you do have interest in some of the, strategy and MMO type games that are just like crazy on PC. PC in some respects has its own genres, you know what I mean? So if you're a little more open-minded, if you play more AAA multiplats and indie titles than you do anything else, and you care about performance over resolution or, higher settings in terms of like textures and things like that, this video is definitely going to apply to you more than anyone else. So, I want to try to make this as short as I possibly can, but I'm going to need at least 5 or 6 minutes. I want people to think about what they're investing in with the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio on top of a 4K TV with HDR, right? And from what I understand, there's different forms of HDR. Like the HDR10 is probably going to be a little bit more pricey. We don't know exactly where the industry is going to move yet, and that's part of the confusion, right? It seems like in some ways Sony and Microsoft are forcing this technology on people, and I don't mean like forcing you to go out and open your wallet and buy it. I just mean like it seems like they're shoving it down our throats when we're not really. I don't know if we're there yet. Definitely in terms of performance. Right now on PC, to game at 4K 30 FPS, which is what you're going to get from, the PlayStation 4 Pro and definitely the Scorpio. If people think they're going to play like really crazy demanding games like GTA or like The Witcher or something like that at like 4K 60 FPS on Scorpio, I think you're going to be sadly disappointed. I think indie titles and like the less impressive like AA stuff, for sure, I think that could be possible. But again, I think a lot of stuff is going to get locked to 30 FPS even on the Scorpio at a native 4K image. But if you want that, it's possible on PC right now. You could probably, do that, especially if, you don't mind buying used parts. You could probably achieve 4K 30 FPS on PC right now for like, 700 to like 950, probably even less. Again, it just kind of depends on what you want. And that's where I'm going with this video. We're not there yet with the performance, and to achieve that on PC right now, to get 60 FPS out of 4K, you're probably going to need at least 2 GPUs, probably 2 of the more beefy GPUs, like 2 1070s, 2 1080s, like the 1080 Ti is supposed to be right around the corner or something. I mean, if you can point me in a direction where someone is playing like the most demanding games at 60 FPS locked or higher with no dips of any kind on like a Titan or something, then I stand corrected. But I don't think that that's possible right now without spending a lot of extra money. Again, so if you want something like that and you're looking to get like 2, 1070s, 2 1080s, 2 1080 Ti's, if I had to guess, the 1080 Ti will be like no less than 750, then you're going to have to spend like 850, 900 to like 1200, 1300. And then like with the 980 Ti, 980, did I say 980 Ti, 1080 Ti, you're looking at spending like $1,500 or something just for the GPUs alone in this PC that you would be building. And if some of you want to go all out, that's crazy. I prefer the single card solution. So I won't be going all out. I'm looking for 4K 60 FPS on a single card solution for around, $300, $400, $500 at most. And we're probably at least 2 years away from that at this point. And, I don't, again, it just depends on what type of gamer you are, like I said, with the AAA multiplats, and if you care about performance. If you don't care about performance, if resolution and, knocking down some of the settings to achieve 4K 30 FPS or maybe even 60 in some of these games, the less demanding games, is better for you, then by all means. But if performance is everything for you and you like playing at 60 or higher, then maybe, we could go a different route in this video and just, again, try to get you guys to think about what you're investing. PlayStation 4 Pro, $400. And if we had to guess what, like the Scorpio, no less than 5, we'll just say 5 to be on the safe side. Some of you, if you're looking to make that jump to 4K or already looking at 4K TVs, some of you may have even skipped over the entry level ones that can be had for like $700 to $900. Some of you probably want like just the little bit better stuff, right? Maybe like at 12, or you can definitely get crazy. Like the 4K stuff can get super crazy at, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. But maybe just a step up from the entry level, you're looking to spend like maybe $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 on top of what the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio is going to cost. You're looking at anywhere from, $1,500, $1,600 to like maybe $2,000 total. You can get crazy with a PC for that money, and you don't even have to spend that much. If you're looking to achieve 4K 30 FPS now, native 4K 30 FPS, you can do that now, especially if it's just going to be like a gaming machine. Save a little bit of money, knock it down to an i5 instead of an i7 or like one of the better 6 cores or 8 cores or something from Intel. You can get crazy. Like one 1070 or one 1080 will give you 4K 30 FPS in a lot of these more demanding games. It will do that for my 980 Ti will give me 4K 30 FPS in some of these games. So I don't really have to do anything if I was interested in 4K 30 FPS now. I'm not really all that interested. I could probably play a few games at 30 FPS, 4K, or 1440p, or even 1080p. I have, for that matter. I think some people get it confused and think all PC gamers just have PCs and we don't give a crap about consoles. A lot of PC gamers own at least one of the consoles, right? Whether it's an Xbox One, PlayStation, or a Wii U or something, we have at least one. So we have played many games before at 30 FPS. So it's not the biggest deal. It's just that I and many other gamers would prefer 60 or 100, 120, 144, whatever it is. So think about that. Think about where your money is going. You have to think about like where the performance is going to be at in a year or two on some of these more demanding games. I think Sony is going to push for their first party games to be native 4K. I mean, again, I know a lot of people are screaming, nah, it's not, no games on the PlayStation 4 Pro are going to be native 4K. A lot of that stuff is going to be upscaled. It's just too weak, whatever. And I'm in agreement to some extent, but I think Sony is going to ask their first parties to do whatever is necessary to get some of those games at a native 4K image. Now, if someone is a little more informed than me, and if that's not possible at all, please let me know in the comment section and I stand corrected. But again, if you have any interest at all in better performance, good resolutions, 1080p is still very much the standard. 1440p, maybe skip 4K for a few years longer, see what happens with everything else with the HDR and all that. Like I said in another video, HDR is known right now to add serious input lag to your games. So those are factors that you need to consider, and you can get crazy, especially if you're going to stick with 1080p. You can get crazy and build like a really nice PC, a 1080p playing gaming PC for, like less than $1,000, but I would maybe spend a couple $100 more, but that's just me, just to get that little something extra. It's all in what you want. Again, knocking it down to an i5 from an i7, or knocking it down to a 1060 instead of a 1070 or a 1080 or something. It's all in what you want. It's all in what's acceptable to you. And I guess that's it, man. That's probably the video. Consider your investment and where that money is going. If exclusives are everything, right? If like you consider yourself like big Sony guy, big Microsoft, well, a lot of those Microsoft games are coming to PC, so that's a factor that you need to consider as well. But if you would rather just play on a console because that's where your friends are at or something, if those games, those exclusives from Sony and Microsoft or Nintendo, if those are everything to you and you just can't come up off of those, this video probably won't be very helpful, and I understand that, and I'm not trying to take that away from you. Some of those exclusives are awesome games, but hopefully I've changed some of your minds on, maybe where to spend your money, and think about maybe just waiting a little bit to see how the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Scorpio turn out, as well as the whole 4K HDR thing. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, man. I've probably missed a few things that I wanted to say. There's definitely pros and cons to a lot of this stuff that I can discuss in a later video, but that's gonna do it. You guys take it easy. Thank you again for the continued support. Have a good one. Peace.